Hey everybody, and welcome to a very special two-part Amazing Race recap show. Because I realized there's no point in me editing this show and putting it up, and then us having to do another show in a day and a half and putting that show up. So I'm going to put both shows together for our amazing Race recap show. So you're getting a double feature on this show. Now, that being said, if you missed any of our shows, you can check them out over at yourrealityrecaps.com. And if you want to watch us do these shows live, make sure you head over to yourrealityrecaps.com/younow and become a fan. Doesn't cost you anything. You get alerted when we go live. You can hang out with the chat room and ask your questions and interact. That is where we do these shows live, John's cooking shows, our hangout shows. Of course, I do have a special announcement to make. Our Big Brother shows will be over on TV Co-app this season, except for the premiere, which will be Hearing You Now tomorrow night, Wednesday, with Rachel. More on that in a moment when John gets here. And of course, if you want to help support our shows, yourrealityrecaps.com/patron for weekly patron-only shows, access to the patron-only Facebook group, prize giveaways. You could also do a one-time donation at yourrealityrecaps.com/PayPal, or if you have any Amazon shopping to do, yourrealityrecaps.com/Amazon. You don't pay any more, and it really helps support our shows. So does thumbsing up and subscribing on YouTube and leaving a comment below, or 5-star rating and a nice review in iTunes. That being said, let's get John in here. Welcome back from vacation, John Richardson.
Hey everybody. Can you tell how tan I am?
I can tell how tan you are.
Yay.
And I guess we should also say happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy 68th birthday, dear John. You don't look a day over 55, and many more.
Oh, you're the one I love to hate the most.
Did you like your birthday tweet that I tweeted out, where I said, please send him hate tweets of him in this wretched hat on vacation?
I did. I've been catching up with all my birthday wishes, and thank you everyone for all your birthday love. I totally felt it.
So, I apologize. I feel like we've gone off schedule with the amazing race shows. My basement flooded. That's not a pun. And then John had vacation and birthday, and we were going to have Rachel come on. But then I just felt like I needed to not have that happen. Because I feel like, the last time John and I were together, I said I wanted to go watch the Victor and Nicole show and take all these notes. Because then Rachel was going to come on and we were going to combat him and blah, 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 blah. And then I just thought, there's too much drama in the world. I know everybody wants it for the tea. But it's like, why? It's so, annoying, and Rachel's getting threats on Twitter from people. It's not worth it.
And I agree with you, even though, I love a little tea myself, especially some iced tea during the summer. But, from what I've heard in little snippets of their show, it isn't worth it, I mean...
Nicole and Victor are delusional. I'm sorry. I think they're great at the race, and, they're doing wonderful this season, but still, when it comes to just, functioning...
just letting it go.
Yeah,
right? Letting it go.
I don't get it. I don't get it
either.
They won. You beat them. You did better than them. Why are you, over there on your podcast, beating a dead horse?
Listen, like I've said, and speaking of beating dead horses... one of the last moments I had with Rachel, I'm telling you, was a lot worse. And I am done. And I'm not threatening Rachel. And I'm not doing all this stuff. So knock it off. It's just stupid.
Well, I mean, I don't know if I would go to that extreme. I didn't know Rachel was trying to take $1 million from you. I think it was just a microphone, but whatever.
It was a microphone.
No, a microphone was...
a microphone is $1 million.
Probably 500, but I don't know about $1 million. So, but, to make it up for everyone, I will let you all know, like I kind of said in that intro, Rachel will be live here tomorrow night on You Now with me. We are going to be talking Big Brother, because that will separate us from Amazing Race drama. We can have fun. Obviously, Rachel's Big Brother queen anyway. It'll be hysterical. We're going to talk about the cast that's just been announced. Of course, if you guys don't have your feeds yet, yourrealityrecaps.com/feeds, or click on the banner in our the sidebar of our website if the link isn't working for you for some reason. Or if you'd like to be an updater, yourrealityrecaps.com/updaters to watch the feeds for free and be part of the YRR family. Now, John, also on this note, we're coming to the end of Amazing Race. We are rapidly approaching. We only have like 2 or 3 episodes left. Then what happens to you? Do you just disappear? I hope not. Everybody wants to know, is John going to come on and talk Big Brother?
It depends if my contract's renewed with your reality recap.
Well, you're on thin ice because you just kept wearing that hat on vacation, but we'll see.
And I'm wearing the stripes the wrong way, right?
We also talked about vertical stripes, and I'm glad that you remembered that. See, I wear this shirt because it gives me the illusion of a chest.
And see, I have a chest.
Yeah.
So.
I don't. But they make like those inserts, like chest inserts that you can like put under your shirt to like make it.
I've got permanent ones.
Well, I'm just letting you know that I don't, and they make inserts. This is why people need to watch the video version of this show. John.
No, that's not a good birthday present for me. I already got inserts everywhere.
Did you like what I got you for your birthday?
I loved it.
I got you the same exact thing that you got me.
I thought you would like it.
Well, I did like it. It was a tasty treat of air.
It's a hair ball, actually.
It's an air ball. Love those air balls. Well, you know what else we love, John, and that is The Amazing Race. And like I said, this is going to be a super long extended episode because why am I just going to put one episode up and then the other one up in a day? I might as well combine both.
Why do it? Why?
So, hello, future Eric and John, who will be changing clothes at the end of this episode before we start talking about the next one. It'll be fun.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. Do I have to have the whole thing the same? But good.
Oh, no, maybe that's a good idea. We'll see. Now, who the hell cares? I already told everyone's happening. Anyway, John, when we started this last episodes, the teams were off to Croatia. Now, where exactly is Croatia?
It is in Europe.
Oh, it is? It's not like Russia?
No, right?
I don't think so. I don't know. It sounds Russian.
Like a white Russian. That sounds good.
I'm sure the chat's going to let us know. But I mean, of course it's Europe. They're in Europe. So why wouldn't it be Europe? It's got to be Europe.
And it's beautiful. Oh my gosh.
Europe is lovely. I mean, I still think Switzerland, which is in Europe, is the nicest place that they... Oh, Switzerland, then Croatia. Yeah, okay. No one's telling me where it is. It's fine. And they're looking for a gnome on the beach. They are looking for a gnome on the beach, for starters. Now, this is where I would run into trouble on the race with you, John. Because
I would drink the drinks? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yep, because you would drink the drinks. They wouldn't even get delivered, number one. Number two, there were some hot teas on that beach. I was like, hello, boys.
Oh, Croatia, there's some really good-looking Croatian men. Oh, there's some here in Seattle, too.
Yeah, I would have been like, I'm about to win $1 million. Here's my number, $1 million.
That's what I mean. I'd be in my bathing suit, since I'm already tan, and I would just be like, hey, everybody. Mm-hmm. And I would just sit down by the gnome and just start talking.
I would, and I would be like, how much is $1 million in your shekels? It's probably like a billion shekels for you in Croatia. I'm like, I'll be a sugar daddy.
You're making me shuckle.
Make you shuckle it up. And by the way, Becca said, John, you look younger than Eric. Don't listen to him. Colin and Christy now at the start of this episode too. They want us to know for sure they are not holding any resentment over that U-turn. They made a promise that, whatever happens in the race, it is not personal, so they are not taking the fact that the teams tried to use U-turn them personal. Are we believing them, John?
No, especially after what we heard when Christy, what she did to Rachel the last episode. She took that personally. Do you think we're going to do that? No. Do you think think the Afghanimals are going to not take it personal with Victor and Nicole? No. It's a race. $1 million.
It is a race. And the teams are off to race to the airport to book their tickets. So after they're all delivering drinks to the gnomes, delivering drinks to the people on the beach, and then getting their gnome, which I get it. It's how you're going to pick up the gnome to bring all around this episode. But I just felt like that was a stupid task because I didn't get it. Whatever. So now they have to go to the airport. They have to book flights. There's the 11:20 flight. There's the 12:25 flight. Obviously, the 11:20 fills first. Only 2 teams get it. Then the 12:25 flight becomes available. And this is when we see, Team Fun and Nicole and Victor waiting to go get that 12:25 ticket. And then, oh, Victor, they cut me. Oh, Victor, why you let them cut me, Victor? No, they cut me, Victor, no.
Well, what bothered me when she first started doing that was they're waiting in line. They're next to Team Fun. She's sitting there going, oh, we have to go after them, or we have to go after them. So it's kind of like when you're in that self-checkout in the grocery store.
Yeah.
But there's 2 rows. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you don't want someone to cut kind of thing.
Yeah.
So she's just like, why did they have to cut? Why did they cut? Oh, it's $1 million. Oh my gosh.
Not only would I have cut you, I would have paid somebody some shekels to tie your shoes together when you weren't looking so that you would have fell and not made it to the counter. If that didn't work, I would have pushed your ass over. It's $1 million. So maybe you need to be a little more assertive.
Instead of whining about it.
Instead of whining about it. Right. Instead of whining about it and, why they cut me? No, Victor, no. And I was just like, please, let this be the thing that gets them out of the race, finally. But as we all know.
If I was Team Fun, if I was Becca, and she's sitting there rolling her eyes, which I would have been too, I would have also been staring at Nicole the whole time. And I wouldn't have, I'd have eye contact, and I'd be putting my foot ahead just to beat her. And I'd be like, you're not going. You're not getting it. You're not doing it. You're not getting it.
P.S.
Why does Comedy Jonah have to do that? Oh.
P.S.
That's what I would have heard.
P.S. I've been in public with John when he's done that.
And that was just at the winery in Temecula.
No, I'm pretty sure it was at an In-N-Out burger, and it was for guacamole.
That's right.
But I've been there. But you were close. It was in Temecula.
It happens a lot.
So Team Fun, cuts. But again, I don't feel like that was a cut. There was not 1 line. There was 2 lines, 2 agents. I don't feel that was a cut. But my favorite part, I almost died, when Nicole and Victor got up to the counter and the ticket agent just goes, I'm on break, bye. And Nicole's no, race, $1 million. Okay, don't care. She did not give a shit. She just walked right away from Nicole and was like, fend for yourself, bitch.
Listen, I love Europeans. They take their breaks. They take their maternity leave very serious. Their vacations. They get a year maternity leave. We're here in the U.S. We maybe get 3 months. So I was dying when they were begging her to stay, and she had wanted nothing to do with it. Now, as far as the cutting, they were standing too close. So to me, it wasn't cutting either. If they were a little farther apart, maybe in a really distinct area, maybe Nicole would have a point, but no. I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to say no.
Yeah, I don't think I'm not going with it was
I'm
cutting
not
at
buying
all.
it. I'm not
And,
buying it.
and now Nicole and Victor originally had thought that they were going to be on standby. They were like, all right, we'll just take the standby then tickets. Like maybe we'll get in earlier,
Yeah.
or we get bumped, and basically bumping us is going to put us out of this race, but we're going to take the risk. And I was just like, oh God, please. Oh, Amazing Race
Please.
Gods. Oh, come on, Amazing Race Gods. Why? Just let's end the torture already. And nope. No, they made it onto their flight. Because, each of the flights, like the 11:20 went into like one city, the 12:25 went into another city, and then the one that Nicole and Victor got standby on went into another city at all. Well, it turns out the 11:20, the first one that I think had Tyler, Corey, and oh God, who were the other two? I forget who the other two were. But those
It was Chris and Brett.
and Chris and Brett, right. They got on the first flight, fine. The second flight with the Colin and Christy on it, and was that Leo and
Animals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Team Fun.
Team Fun. They got delayed an hour and a half. Brutal.
But they were supposed to come in at 12, like 25,
Yeah.
and then they got delayed another hour.
Yeah.
On top of that, yeah.
So brutal. And then Nicole and Victor ended up, I think, getting in 5 minutes after the first team. They actually made time on theirs. 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. So, so whatever. After the teams land, they have to now go to do their next little roadblock, which is they have to head to the Marion Cove Church to deliver bread to monks.
Well, yeah. Well, they do they do the drinks. Then they get the gnome, and Nicole even whined about the drinks. Oh, can you hold the tray? I'm a waitress, but I'm a bad waitress.
First of all, she was a nurse. Wasn't her whole thing on Big Brother that she was a nurse? Now she's a waitress.
Maybe she waitress to put herself through nursing school. That's maybe.
I don't know. Maybe she was saying.
Trying to help you out, Nicole.
I don't know. I just said the whole thing was how she was a nurse. Remember, she was the nurse with social anxiety. Now which honestly makes more sense to me than being the waitress with social anxiety.
No, that scares me. I don't want my nurse to have social anxiety.
That was half the joke during Big Brother. Remember, there was people passing out at the table.
I had to get an IV in.
Yeah.
Don't look at me. Oh, don't. I'm trying to get the IV in. Oh.
I would be like, next nurse, next. Nope, next one.
Can I get a trainee? Could you just grab somebody off the street? Anybody.
Just let me do it.
I'll do it myself. I'll let Curto do it. I'll let Kelly.
Let me do it. I'm just thinking about these poor priest monks have to the church was beautiful, built into the side of that mountain.
Oh, amazing.
Beautiful.
Amazing.
But I want to know the producer that had to go up to these monks and go, okay, so we're doing this show in America. Okay, got it. What we want to do, we have this little gnome. You know how your religion likes to worship false idols and stuff. So anyway, we got this little gnome, and we want to put bread in the gnome, and then we want to pulley the bread up to the top of your thing. And these priests are probably just how much am I getting paid?
Well, I don't even think the bread was in it to begin with. I think they thought, let's just get the gnome up there and you can do it. And the priest says, listen, our religion, we need an offering, either blood or bread. And Amazing Race is like, okay, we'll just do the bread. Okay. And then, just let us know what your prayer schedule is and we'll just kind of stick it in between that. Right?
Speaking of stick it in, you just reminded me, they probably just sent the youngest PA to go and talk to the priest, and that's how they got the deal done.
Oh, but I'm not going there.
So, Brett and Chris end up pulling ahead of Tyler and Corey at this point. Don't know when they started getting athletic, but they actually made it ahead of Tyler and Corey delivering bread. Who knew that? I guess carbs are really motivating to Brett.
I would run fast too. If carbs are motivating to Brett, sweetie, I get it.
I would have eaten the bread. We know that they're all starving and they're not being fed on these legs of the race. I would have just eaten the damn bread. I'm like, yep, I delivered it.
I would have along the way grabbed some cheese, grabbed some meat.
It's like make a sandwich as you're going along.
I'd be like, okay, we have to give them bread, but like how much of the bread, right? Like half the bread?
But yeah, give like a quarter of the bread.
Right. Like maybe the top, but
They don't get fed. No, they don't get fed. They don't get fed into the end of racing. Like into the end of a leg is when they get a meal. So they don't really get to eat all during the day of challenges unless the challenge involves eating or they brought like a snack bar or whatever. So Tyler and Corey pass them. Now they end up coming across Nicole and Victor and they're like, holy hellballs. How did you guys get here? Nicole is like, oh, you have to whine a lot in the airport, and then they give you what you want so that they don't have to hear you whining anymore. Just whine, and the agents, they give you what you want. They give you first-class tickets,
That's what my parents did my whole life, and I got everything I want.
That's why I'm a nurse waitress,
Could you imagine? Okay, I'm here to assess your health.
It's really weird because I used to have to deliver bread baskets to my tables when I was a waitress, and now I'm delivering the praise.
Oh, hi, my name's Nicole. Can you tell me where it hurts? In my ears. My ears are bleeding.
Seriously, just stab me in my eyeball. Meanwhile, as we've said, the Afghans, Team Fun, Colin and Christy, they're stuck in Hamburg. They're not getting out of Hamburg. They're stuck in Hamburg. They're like, you know what? You guys just go on without us. Race without us. We'll be here for a while.
But here's the thing, too. It's like you've got Colin and Christy stuck with Becca and Floyd, Team Fun, Leo and Jamal, the Afghanimals. Everyone's kind of in good shape. Like, I would be a little nervous because I'd be like, okay, you know what? When we land, I don't know if I can outrun everybody. Everyone in this group is pretty good. So I'd be a little nervous if I was one of those teams as far as maybe being last. Like, I'd get a little anxiety.
I would get anxiety too. Like, I would think, would you make a deal? Would you try and like make some kind of a deal? But what kind of deal are you going to make? One of the three of you are going to be eliminated at that point.
Well, I'd be like, okay, there's 4 guys and 2 girls. So maybe. Just kidding.
Over to the Detour, the teams now have to decide poetry in motion, which is going water tubing while memorizing a poem, or washed in from the water, do a treasure hunt, like in the water, find the 5 golden coins and the goblet. Now here's the thing. I love when Amazing Race tries to act like one challenge, like how things are fair and how one is really hard when it is so easy. You are on a boat and you just have to read something. You have to literally memorize 16 lines. So in theory, you have to memorize 8 lines each. And we're not talking sentences like the Poetry in Motion challenge is when you go water tubing to have to remember poetry. No, it is like 3 words that... Yeah, it's like 3 words that rhyme with the next 3 words. You have to do that 8 times. But you're bouncing around.
When I first heard it, I thought it was like motion with your body. Roses are red, violets are blue. You know what I mean? Like something kind of easy. Both of these challenges, I was shocked, were so hard.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I just saw Brady in the chat room says, Eric, Nicole is never want to talk to you. She spells her name Nicole, so I mean, maybe you should learn how to spell her name if you're gonna talk about her. Um,
You're going to be
have
your
you,
attorney.
have you have you ever been tubing? Have you ever been like in one of those like tubes when you're getting pulled behind a boat? So are you aware of how much you get thrown around?
Yes, and I will be in one in 2 weeks. But yes, I was in one a year ago, and it's tough.
But it's
It's
not
tough
that
to
hard.
remember your own name,
No, it
let
is not.
alone
Oh, I see what
let
you're doing.
alone 16 lines.
I see what you're doing. Yes, no, it is not. I, I do. I do feel bad for Nicole in the sense that every single show that Nicole is on, they love a Nicole faceplant. Any chance they get to show Nicole's face smashing into something, they will air that. So that has to be embarrassing. But yeah, you can get thrown around for a bit. I just still don't think that that was hard. I think what was hard about it is if you remember a word the wrong way, you get stuck in it being that way, and then you don't, like, you can't get away from remembering it the wrong way. Like when I was little, I thought, let me take you on an escapade. Let's go. I thought that was, let me take you to the ice capades. Let's go. And then no matter how many times you told me it was an escapade, I always thought it was ice capades. And then you just kind of get it like stuck in your brain that way, is what I'm trying to say.
So you're saying you're gay dyslexic?
Well, I am dyslexic, and also, side note, gay.
Well, I think you're absolutely, what you're saying is true. We saw Leo getting stuck on could.
Right.
Keep thinking he's saying it correctly. Yeah. And so I think it is kind of tough, especially, even for you doing this challenge with your lisp. It's just, the S's and the all can get really kind of matted, especially with, the guy, being from another country.
Sure. Let's talk about Chris and Brett and Tyler and Corey, because they apparently felt the same way as you. That this would be difficult. So they decide we're going to go look for the coins in the water and the goblets. And Tyler and Corey get there first, I believe, followed by Chris and Brett, and they're all really having trouble. When you saw that vast amount of water that they had to try and find these coins in, I don't know why anybody would pick that challenge.
Okay, so, and then they showed it twice, those yellow buoys that were highlighted. All the coins are around those buoys, not the one that they were dragging with their little scooper and their little things. There were 5 buoys along the shore where all of those things were buried.
I just think there's no way that every single one of these teams had that much trouble with it. Honestly, what I think happened was some stupid...
Well, they didn't because Tyler and Corey were kind of looking. They didn't go by the buoy at first. Then you've got Brett and Chris falling right behind them, trying to shuffle and do it. Nobody's paying attention to the fact that these are around the buoy. Now, when Colin and Christy get there, Christy looks and says, how long have you guys been doing this? And Brett says, we haven't found another coin in over 2 hours. And she's like, let's go.
Yeah, because Christy is smart. But I just think...
She left the gnome.
It's the water. It's the ocean. You know how easy it is for, like, undercurrent to pull stuff out? You think the person that was burying those coins, and let's be real, it's some underpaid production assistant, just went down there and was like, fine, I put the fucking coin on the ground. Those coins got washed away. Those coins did not remain on those buoys. They got washed out to the ocean.
They were buried under rocks and stuff, and they were there.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
No one looked under a buoy. No one's reading the clues.
Well, look. Nicole and Victor were the only ones who said that coin challenge sounds horrific. We're going to do poetry. Tyler and Corey say, you know what? After looking for these coins for 30 minutes, we're done. We're going over to learn poetry. Now, apparently, words like municipality and triviality were hard words for people to get.
Or touristic.
Touristic, monotruistic. Words were hard for these people to get with, were hard to get, like, with the rhymes. So then Chris and Brett are like, okay, we're going to now go over and try this poem. So everybody just moves from looking for the stuff in the water over to like, this is impossible, back over to the poem. Tyler and Corey struggle with it for a few times. Nicole and Victor struggle with it for a few times. But finally, Tyler and Corey get it. What was it, 8 times it took them?
9.
9 times for Tyler and Corey to get it. Then I think it was the 8th time Nicole and Victor get it.
8 or 9, yeah. They were all pretty much 9 to 8 or 9.
All pretty much 8 or 9. Then Chris and Brett go, you know what? This is too hard. Memorizing is too hard. Let's go back to looking for the coins. What? You just left the coins after struggling for 2 hours. Apparently, for some reason, 16 lines is too hard for you guys to remember, but now you're going back to swim around the ocean. Like, do you just think, like, they're like, oh, we have no chance of winning this. We'd rather just hang out in the ocean and have a bro day?
Listen, I'm gonna stick up for the bros, okay? Because what was there? 6 coins they had to find and a goblet. They found 3 coins and a goblet. They said they found 4 coins and a goblet. They had 2 more to do. They did that challenge, I think, twice, and went, oh my gosh, what do we do? Can we just get those 2 coins? Let's do our strategy as far as, whatever they said about the S doing whattever the S thing was, searching or whatever. Yeah, and so I understand their dilemma. Like, is it going to take us 9 more times, or are we going to use that time to maybe get those 2 coins? So I understand their struggle.
It was a struggle indeed, but the teams that didn't
struggle to watch.
You struggle to watch. The teams that did not have to struggle, like our Tyler and Corey or our Nicole and Victor, they're off to the next roadblock because, for the love of God, deliver drinks on the beach roadblock, bring some priest bread roadblock. Now we're up to the roadblock of keep track of the scary soldiers with the red ribbons. Here's the thing. Oh my God, those soldiers were so hot. There were a few of them in that front row who've been like, I'll tie a ribbon around you. I just want to be like, is it okay to be gay in this country? Because if it's not, I would have walked in the middle of that circle and went, I'm gay, beat me.
You'd have laid in the middle.
Just lay in the middle and be like, beat me, boys. I'm gay, I'm here. Whatever you want, just touch me, whatever it takes. It's been a long time on the road, boys. I just really like those soldiers.
Croatian men are hot.
They are a hottie hot. I thought I loved a Russian, but apparently I love a Croatian. Which is kind of why I thought Croatians were Russian. Yeah, a little bit better. So Tyler and Corey, Nicole, and Victor are getting there, and now, again, I don't understand what was so hard about this. It's 18 people. You have to keep track of 5. So all the soldiers come out. 5 of them have the red ribbon around their head. It's not like this red ribbon is hard to see. It's not like it's a little pin on their chest. It's around their head. You just have to keep track. Where are the 5 ribbons? P.S. You're above them. So you're looking down. Again, can see the ribbons the entire time. The only time you lose the ribbons is the last pose where they pull the shields up above their heads. Why
Well,
is
I
this so
think that
hard?
it is kind of hard, and I'm going to stick up for all the teams that had to do this. Is I think because at that very last moment, they do this side switcheroo thing. And I think a lot of the teams, when they were putting their pieces on there, were just getting it. We saw Corey and Nicole struggle with, is it on space 4 or 5? Like, I just think they were always kind of one off on exactly where one of the soldiers were standing at that moment. We saw a lot of that, which.
See, I have such a horrible memory when it comes to like, reading retention or you telling me something or dates or names. I have like such a horrible short term memory. But if something is visual, I can remember it no problem. Like I can drive someplace one time
So,
and I will know how to get there for the rest of my life because I did it visually.
well, so it has to turn you on in order for you to remember.
Well, that also helps.
I, I, on the other hand, I can't get there, but once I get there, I can reverse it without like a GPS.
So you're like reverse GPS.
I have reverse GPS. I need help getting there, but once I'm there, I can get myself home on the same side road, weird thing, turn by the big rock and the tree with the owl in it, and get home.
Right. Whatever. I mean, I'm glad the teams work together. I kind of wanted to see Tyler and Corey maybe sabotage Nicole and Victor a little bit, but I guess when you're in first place, you don't really have to. Like, you're fighting for first and second. It's not like
Right.
there's really no benefit to sabotaging them. Like, why make an enemy when you still have 2 or 3 legs of this race left right now? Ooh, but if it would
Right.
have been like the final leg, I would have been like, yeah, I'll help. It's in the third spot.
Well, no, I thought it was super smart for Corey to say, "Listen, you want to work together? Let's do this." They were still working together. They were one off on certain men where they stood on the board.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, they had to split the board and go, "You do this 6, I'll do the right 6," and just do it. And they finally did it. Thank goodness.
My favorite was how the one that Nicole and Corey, the one that they got it on, Corey had 4 people on his side, so he had to
I
remember
know.
where 4 of the people were. Nicole had one person on her side, and she's like, "Oh, I'm not sure where the person is. Oh, I don't know.
Oh.
Oh, I just gotta watch one person walk, and Victor's not here to watch for me. Oh."
Is he on 6 or 7? Oh.
I swear to God, they're gonna win. Because God hates me. They're gonna win. They're winning. Let's just fucking add it to the fucking resume. And she's gonna go on Survivor and whine her ass around that island.
Why your ass around the island, around the Philippines?
Oh my God, I can't. Okay. Now, we cut to the fact that Colin and Christy, Leo and Jamal, Team Fun, have all arrived now. They've kind of caught up to everybody at the doing the poetry. So the Colin and Christy have now decided, like you kind of said before, they were originally going to do the diving for the coins, and they decided to move to the poetry. Now Chris and Brett are at the poetry after switching. And they go, you know what? Poetry's too hard. We're going to go switch back to the coins. And then, coins are too hard. We're going to switch back to poetry. They switched 4 times total. Ending on poetry.
Ending on poetry.
And
But
completing it.
again, and finally completing it, absolutely. And I just think, you just get caught up. We've seen it with other teams. We saw it with the Riley sisters. When you just have that bad day and nothing seems to be working, we saw that with Chris and Brett.
Yeah, well, what else we saw is Team Fun turns the poem into a rap, and that helps them get it. Leo and Jamal couldn't learn the word couldn't, and by the way, I kept watching it. I don't understand why he was getting it wrong. He would be like, I couldn't go to the municipality or whatever he said. And that's what it was. And then the guy was like, no. And I was
Well, I
like,
think it was could, but he kept saying couldn't or something like that. It was something
oh,
weird.
it was the word couldn't. And I could have sworn he was saying couldn't, but I guess they were thinking he only said could.
Right.
Okay, weird. But I felt, see, BB Boston agrees. Yeah, I didn't get it. I did not realize what they were doing wrong. Whatever. So it is now Nicole and Victor, Tyler and Corey racing to first place. They finished moving the hotties around and seeing their red things. Now they have to make it to a marked boat. They have to paddle across the water to Phil. Tyler and Corey make it in that rowboat, I would say 3 minutes before Nicole and Victor. However, Tyler and Corey both rowed their boat. Well, Princess fucking Nicole sat on the end of her boat and went, roll, Victor, roll, no, a little to the left, Victor, keep rowing. Oh, no, Victor, row. Just like how you fucking won Big Brother, doing nothing and letting everybody else do everything for you.
Now listen, I'm going to stick up for Nicole in this one. I disagree with you. I was really scared because Tyler and Corey's rowing was so off that it was slowing them down.
Oh, yeah.
I was scared it was going to. And when you're just the one person rowing and you get your momentum and you're going, you could actually go faster. So I thought, oh my gosh, that's probably a better strategy. But then when we saw the lead that Tyler and Corey had on them, they got there more than just 3 minutes before Nicole and Victor.
Yeah, I'm sure nurse waitress Nicole really was figuring out the best way to row that boat to come up with the best strategy. I'm sure it had nothing to do with the fact that she just didn't want to row the boat.
Okay, that's my next Halloween costume is nurse waitress.
I'm just going to try whining about, oh, we need bars. Is anybody wanting to give bars in this show? Oh, where are the bars?
Well, I think...
I'll try whining my way through
life. Waitress as she's going through nursing school is good because she can be like, oh, can I get you some juice or test your blood pressure? Like, it's just a natural segue, I think, in careers.
Whatever. Tyler and Corey made it there first because their teamwork involves a team working together, not one person doing everything. They made it to the mat. They came in first, followed by Nicole and Victor. Team Fun ends up doing moving the men around all by themselves. They check in, no problem. But Colin and Christy, Leo and Jamal, because of Chris and Brett flip-flopping back and forth between those two things,
right,
are able to, make it to the moving around of the guys trying to find it. But like you said earlier as well, go ahead.
So can we just put a pin in that for a second? Because I want to go back to Floyd doing that challenge.
Oh, yes, go ahead.
Here's another thing. Oh, I used to do band. This is the perfect challenge for me. It's like, really? Okay, so she's a rapper. She got the poem. Episode before that, oh, this is my day job, shearing grass. Every challenge seems to be made for them. Don't you think that's odd?
Oh, I think 100%. If you were going to ask me who production would want to rig this for, 100% I would say they want Team Fun to win.
Right.
But yeah.
I just wanted to, just a little highlight there. Just a little highlight. But yeah, so Leo and Christy did work together to do that while poor Chris and Brett.
Well, yeah, I mean, I thought well, like you said earlier, what I was saying was that we also found out Christy left the gnome behind.
Oh, that's right. And that's why she ended up being right there with Leo,
And I
which
thought,
was
yeah, go ahead. You thought what?
which was probably a good thing because they got to work together to then at least not be last, right?
I agree. I think that was a benefit to both of them that
Mm-hmm.
she forgot the gnome. But I was like, this is finally going to be the moment. This is when Colin is gonna snap and
I thought it was
bash
gonna happen at the
Christy
bar.
across the face with that gnome. It's just gonna
They didn't
all
have the
that
gnome.
Zen bullshit out the window. He's like, you forgot the gnome! I rode the bicycle in the mud! We're gonna like get the old Colin back. Nope, totally fine.
Just balanced his chakra in the cab and went, it's got to turn around. Balance your chakra.
I don't get it. We're never gonna see it. I thought for sure, based on this edit, we were gonna get an old Colin meltdown. Now I don't think we're getting one.
Oh, we've got a couple more episodes left. We don't know.
No, I don't think they're gonna. I think like they would have had it like go like build up for like 1 or 2 episodes. They wouldn't have made it like the running storyline about them being so namaste, only to destroy it at the end. They wouldn't do that. I think it's too late. He's never having a meltdown. But I also like how they're not even trying to trick us. They're not even trying to make it like, oh God, there's a chance Chris and Brett might pull this off. They weren't even trying. They were like, nope, here comes Leo and Jamal, Colin and Christy checking in. We don't know where Chris and Brett are, nor do we care.
As soon as I saw Christy hop up on that podium and Leo looks at her and she looks and says, we forgot the gnome, I knew it was Brett and Chris were gone. I knew it. I was sadsies.
It was very sad. But you know what is not sad, John? What's not sad is that now you and I are going to get to do a special magical costume change and talk about the next episode.
I can't wait. I love a costume change.
Now, John, all you have to do is go like this with me. Just like, do you remember like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure? You just have to go like doodly doo, doodly doo, doodly doo. You have to doodly doo. Doodly doo, doodly. You have to keep going. Doodly doo. We have to do I need to edit, you know, it's a cut. Doodly doo, doodly doo, doodly doo. Hi, John, in the future.
Oh my gosh, look at my outfit. It's different.
And it's vertical stripes that I love.
And your favorite hat from my vacation that you ragged on me on social media. What?
How do you like my shirt?
Ugh, it's inside out. It drives me crazy.
I know. John, before we get into today's, this is why people should watch these shows live. You would know this is like our third time starting this show. And if you were a fan over on yourrealityrecaps.com/younow, you would get alerted every time we go live and get to see the crazy fun that happens. You'd also get to see John's cooking shows over there and so much more. So make sure you become a fan over on You Now. Of course, if you want to support our shows, yourrealityrecaps.com/patron. You can read all that you get over there, or you can do a one-time donation at yourrealityrecaps.com/PayPal. And of course, John, last night we just did our Big Brother 21 cast assessment show with Rachel. That went amazing, so you can check that out over on our website. If you don't have the live feeds yet, you can get them from yourrealityrecaps.com/feeds, or if you want to be an updater, yourrealityrecaps.com/updaters. And next Wednesday, I'll be live from the New York City premiere party for Big Brother. That's where I'll be when the Amazing Race finale is happening.
That'll be fun.
It'll be fun. I guess they're going to do Amazing Race finale and then go into Big Brother premiere. I guess that's how they're going to do it. I don't know what CBS is going to do. Maybe they'll do it after Big Brother. Who knows? I don't care. Either way, I won't be here live for it. Sorry, everyone. It is what it is.
Maybe Rachel and I can do it.
Well, you better be prepared for the kid to be there. It's like,
Oh, I haven't seen the show yet, but now I want to.
I just don't understand children. I don't understand why you can't just put a ball gag in their mouth and stick them in front of a television.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, hit them. Like, mommy's working and give them a little smack.
Unless they can cook or clean.
That's what I
Make a
say.
martini.
Little chefs, little maids.
I know, like that show, Little Chefs. I'm like, I didn't know they could cook. There was a show.
Of course I am kidding. Adora was completely adorable and beautiful. Much like the beauty that we saw this week in Amsterdam over on The Amazing Race as the teams headed off to Amsterdam, John. Have you ever been to Amsterdam?
I've had a layover in Amsterdam and saw a little bit of it, and I like it. I love that part of the world. I love how they live. I just think it's just simple, and they all seem so happy.
Oh, God, apparently you don't remember what happened at the end of the show if you think all those Hollanders are happy, but we'll get there. So Tyler and Nicole, oh my God. I have not moved from this computer since Tuesday, John. I literally spend 13 hours a day here trying to prepare, and then every time I start making progress, it's like, oh, gotta go live for another show. I don't know where I am. Nicole and Victor, Tyler and Corey are the first two teams to leave the mat. And they're like, we're gonna win this leg of the race. We're gonna win it. You know why, John? It's Nicole's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
I get to be in Holland for my birthday. It's so sad. I need to come in first. I like how, as, the episode goes along, she just keeps bumping her birthday wish down. I want to come in first for my birthday. I'll take second for my birthday. How about third for my birthday? Fourth? Birthday fourths? I just don't want to be eliminated on my birthday. Holy shit.
Yeah, and you know what? I thought, how, because they play it up and you think, oh, I think this is their time. Like, they get eliminated on her birthday, but, they didn't. But, we did get to see some frustration between them, some real frustration. So, yeah, it was... Yeah.
I also am interested to see if you noticed, or anybody in the chat, or of course you guys can comment below if you're watching this back later. I am interested to know what you thought about Team Fun in the beginning of this episode. So specifically, they had, like their little one-on-one with the camera, and Floyd was kind of like, Beck and I are not really people who'd be friends in real life. We're very different, but somehow it just meshes well together and, we can be fun. I was like, I feel like something happened or there was some tension undertone. It just seemed like a really weird thing to say. Like, we're nothing alike at all, but yeah, we're making this work.
See, like I took it as... Listen, guys, we're single and we're not interested in each other romantically, but we're both fun in our own way. And if you like me or her, let me know.
Oh, I didn't even think of it about that. You think this is them doing like, what's the one when you slide the pictures? Tinder.
I've never used it. I've been in a relationship before that was even invented. Yes, the Tinder, the Grinder, whatever, right?
Oh yeah, act like you don't know what Grinder is. If I had time to, really crazy edit these shows right now, I would have done a fun, special effect where I swiped other guests in for you right about here.
Oh my God.
Boop, boop.
That'd
Yeah,
be amazing.
Well, it ain't happening.
That's not. But no, that's how I took it, because I think they mesh so well and they work so well together. People think, oh, you guys should be a couple. And I think it was their way of saying, ain't happening. We're just friends.
It is definitely not happening. So the teams race off. Once again, it is a race to book the flights. let's all hurry up and run to book the flights. And I love how Tyler and Corey got in the cab and literally drove to the other end of the block. Like it was like a block down. They got in the cab.
Oh, the travel agency. Yeah, the Ritz travel agency or whatever it was.
Yeah, and Nicole and Victor just like walk and they beat them because, you know, they didn't have to get in a cab, pay a cab, do all those things.
And what a crappy but smart cab driver to be like, yeah, I can take you there, and then just drive a block away.
Yeah.
To at least get a fare, right?
Yeah, those really nice Hollanders you mentioned. So Tyler... Yeah, so Tyler and Corey, Nicole and Victor, they make it onto the first flight. Team Fun is on their way there. They make it onto the second flight because they get in behind them. And then Colin and Christy and the Afghanimals are now on the third flight, all touching down to make way to run to their tandem bicycles. Now, John, have you ever ridden a tandem bicycle?
I have.
Of course you have, because it's the gayest thing ever. So literally when I was watching this show, I'm like, John has done this. You probably did it in that hat.
I did it in this hat.
Thank you. Thank you. I was like, you probably did that fucking hat.
Ding, ding, ding.
Probably had a little picnic basket on the front. You probably stopped by a tree on the water and laid down like your flannel blanket. Had a mimosa.
Had a Pellegrino and rested.
Mm-hmm. So obvious. Yeah, I love how they're acting like a tandem bicycle is hard to ride. It's not hard to ride.
Well, it's not hard to ride, but I think when the person in the front is already starting and you haven't gotten on, like what we saw with Tyler and Corey, can be a little difficult. Or, you know, I don't know how short Nicole is. Her legs are. I mean, I know how short she is because we've met her. But yeah, the fact that she just couldn't seem to be able to pedal, I couldn't understand that.
I agree with you. It is always hard to get on once the person in the front is already started.
Who would be in the front on our tandem bike?
Oh, I mean, I guess you.
It's true. I would be.
Yeah, I would not.
I'd be the victor pulling the load.
Yep, someone's pulling some load. So the teams on their bicycles now are asking everyone for directions, like, how do we get to this detour check-in? How do we get to the detour check-in? The detour, which we find out, is high or dry. High is you have to go get a cow. You don't even have to, like, trek it to the place. And then you just have to pull it up a tower in 40 seconds. Or dry is you have to ride just as far, pole vault over a lake, get eggs, get cheese, pole vault back over to the lakes, ride to a farm. How is this fair again? How are these detours fair? I don't get it.
What do you mean? I thought the cow one was super easy. I thought, oh, the one's really easy and the other one's really hard.
That's my point. I don't get why they are so unbalanced, unless they are so unbalanced because they know it is a U-turn leg.
Absolutely. That's exactly what it is.
So they needed to make one that was going to be easier to, you know, go faster.
Feels like really smart.
It was very smart. I like how Nicole and Victor are like, we're going to go do the cows. We're going to go do the high cows. And then, not the high cows, the cheese.
Dry.
But they're like, I got a pole vault. I can't pole vault. I want to switch detours. I can't pole. Okay, number one, don't act like you don't know how to exist on a pole.
Okay. First of all, watching that, I thought it was part of my birthday present. That was, you know, it was unwrapped that I found later on from last week, because her doing that, it was the funniest thing. I was laughing so hard. And when she finally did it with that black mud on her face.
They love a Nicole face plant.
Oh my God, when she played. I felt so bad, but I laughed. Is
That's
that
karma.
bad?
No, it's not bad.
That
It's
is
karma.
a
Happy
bad
birthday.
person.
It's like, like when you have your birthday cake and your friends like push your face in it, like your friend that doesn't like you.
Except your birthday cake is made of black mud.
Except her birthday cake is Mother Nature and the friend that doesn't like her is God.
Well, Victor was getting a little frustrated with her too. Like at one point, she's like, "Oh, let's just go back and do the cow one." Oh, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, no, we're already here. Like, you have to do it," kind of thing.
I mean,
Like
look,
we were starting to see a little bit of frustration happening.
and sure, and I have to say, like, honest to God, to be honest here, when Nicole couldn't do it, I was like, this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. You're holding a pole and you're jumping forward. I don't understand what is so difficult. But then when I saw, like, Victor struggle with it a little bit, I'm like, all right, I guess I'm not understanding why this is difficult.
Yeah, but later on we see Becca do it, and she's just like the bionic woman.
Yeah, well, I mean, it made no sense why this was so impossible to do. There are certain things in The Amazing Race that I want to just try to see if these people are over-exaggerating, and pole vaulting is one of those things that I would like to see how, they can do. But while Nicole and Victor are over there working on their cheese and their eggs and their pole vaulting, Team Fun is lost. They're riding around their bicycle like, I don't know where to go, but I'm here in the country. Just looking around. Where's
making
the
a rap
sign? They don't know. Meanwhile, everybody else goes over to do the cows. By everyone else, I mean Colin and Christy, the Afghanimals. So they find their cows, find out that they're not real cows, and then here's where I'm like, this is ridiculous. You just gotta take your cow and put it on a trailer, and then we'll bring the cow to the next location.
Follow you.
For you. Yeah.
But they had to follow on those difficult tandem bikes. Now, that was the challenge, too. Part of the challenge.
I mean, I need to know if this was all uphill. I need to know if this whole entire ride is uphill.
Did you see any hills?
I didn't, which is why I don't understand why Victor is acting like he's running a triathlon. My quads are burning. My quads are burning. Well, Victor.
She's sitting there not doing anything.
Well,
because her little leg was so sore. I can't pedal.
Well, I mean, technically, no, that didn't happen yet. But yes, Nicole says that Victor tells her, don't pedal because I need you to keep the eggs safe.
Like a mother hen.
You know that thing when they're like, insert whatever person you want to make fun of, like blondes or Polish people or whatever. Can't walk and chew gum at the same time. Nicole can't do this.
And hold eggs.
And this at the same time. She can't keep her fist closed and sit down at the same time. It's too hard.
Never ever did I hear, oh, let me help. Oh, let me do it. Let me help.
And then she literally said, I'm tired and I'm not even pedaling. If I was Victor, I would have just turned around and punched her in the face, honestly. I am not for violence against anyone, let alone violence.
No one.
But there comes a point when
comedic recap show people.
Somebody.
No one.
Fine. I would have taken the eggs and smashed them in her face. I would have been like, I got an omelet for you.
I would have turned around and just got the bag and just hit it right in her face.
Would have been like, happy birthday, I'm leaving you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, this relationship's over. You're half of the $1 million I'm suing you for. Happy birthday. Oh my God, I just couldn't. I Could not. When that happened. So obviously, spoiler alert, before that, Nicole and Victor, they got their eggs. They made it, back across. Or when I say they, I mean Victor. Victor pole vaulted over with the eggs. Victor went over with the cheese.
Now, where was the cheese again? I forgot.
It was in his pants.
Oh, yes, it was.
What's wrong with putting cheese in your pants?
Well, we later on, I'm sorry I'm jumping all over the place, we see Floyd just toss it over the river, but Victor had to put it in his pants.
Yeah, Victor put it in his pants. He's like, I got some big balls. He's like, I got some
big balls. Those are big.
I got some big cheese balls. And Victor, there's a pill for that.
And I'm holding on to a pole for my life with some big balls, right?
Mm-hmm. Is absolutely... I was dumbfounded. I was legitimately dumbfounded watching just Nicole not help at all for any of this stuff. So she really just doesn't even care. She doesn't care.
I know she can barely get over the river. Oh, I can't do it. This was awful. That black mud on her face. Oh my God. And that stink. That's so stinky. I don't know if you've encountered black mud yourself. I have. It's awful.
I feel like I've been living in it for the past week. So all of the other teams, they make it to now the little steeple where they have to pull the cow up to the top. Tyler and Corey nail it on their first try. Colin and Christy get that cow up there on their first try. I think Tyler and Corey did it with the best time overall. I think they had something like 12 seconds left on theirs. So they did it amazing. Then they had to run up to the clock tower, run up to the top after, get their clue, and they find out double U-turn ahead. So it's Tyler and Corey, Colin and Christy, all on their way, rushing to get to that U-turn, and they decide, nope, neither one of us are going to use this U-turn. We know all the other teams are behind us. It obviously let another team get the blood on their hands at this point. Now, do you agree with that or not agree with that?
Right, because, well, I mean, they can't be U-turns, right? Because they already got there first.
Right.
Because how would they know if they did? So I think absolutely that was the best decision. One of the conversations Tyler and Corey had in the beginning was, you know what, we've won the last 4 legs and we're friends with all the teams and we're friendly and nobody's nominating us for stuff. So yeah, the thing for them to get there, one of the teams to get there first was perfect strategy, and they did it. And, Colin and Christy know how to play this too. So I thought it was a great move for both of them.
See, Colin and Christy, I don't think it was a good move for either one of them. Now, here's the thing. Granted, I think if you have been following our journey since the beginning of John and I covering Amazing Race, you will know this is the first time we've covered the Amazing Race in about 5 years because we swore it off. I don't remember. Are there U-turns in the final leg? Is anybody in chat right now that watches, religiously, is there U-turns on the final leg of the race? No. BB Boston says no. That was a stupid move by Colin and Christy. They should have U-turned Tyler and Corey. They made it there first. They should have been like, sorry guys, you're U-turned, goodbye, and taken the win.
Because then Tyler and Corey could not U-turn Colin and Christy because they got there first.
Correct. I mean, you're trying to win the game. It's the second to last leg of the race. So why would you not go for every advantage you could have?
Well, I mean, the Afghanimals are strong. Team Fun is strong. Even Nicole and Victor are strong. So maybe you turning a stronger team, but then at this point, someone's going to lose. A strong team is going to lose because everyone is pretty strong at this point. So
I mean, I hear, like, Missy Melissy, for example, in the chat.
Sportsmanship. I don't
I
know.
don't care about portmanship. It's $1,000,000. Missy Melissy said they knew the Afghanimals wanted a U-turn. Nicole and Victor. That's great. You've just been racing alongside of Tyler and Corey for the past however many hours, neck
They've
and neck.
won the last 4.
Yeah, so why not give yourself a better lead when you know there's nothing they can do to retaliate against you because it's the last leg of the race? I don't understand. It made no sense to me. It was bad gameplay. Don't get me wrong, I love Tyler.
I'm kind of agreeing with you now. I thought we had 2 more legs, but we only have 1.
No, that's it. Next week's the finale, and it's done. And by the way, because I just remembered, I saw BB Boston in the chat. Was one of the people that said no, there isn't one. BB Boston has been sending me clips of Brett. Yes, Brett. Brett's the gay one, right? Of the Survivor people.
Yes.
Okay, so and he's the police officer, right?
Yes.
So his favorite thing to do on social media, is to make little videos of him finding the other 2 coins. So he'll be like getting coffee at like a Starbucks and he'll go, "Oh, look at my change. It's 2 coins. The 2 coins I needed from blah, blah, blah." Or he'll be like at the beach and he'll go, "Look what just washed up on the beach. My 2 coins from Savant." I'm like, oh my God, you are like a not funny guy.
Oh my God, I love it. And now I want to follow him.
Okay, and BB Boston said no, it wasn't her. Okay, I forget. Maybe it was SoCal Mari. Someone sent it to me. I forget who it was. Anyway, so that was like a little side note. So I think they made a mistake by not U-turning, but whatever. Team Fun finally arrives at the damn cows. And they're doing their cow pull, getting their cow up the thing or whatever. Then...
And they do it fun. I mean, it's just fun. It's just fun to watch them. Fun.
It is. It's fun to watch them. So now Nicole and Victor and the Afghanimals, or Nicole and Victor, are now finding out that they got U-turned by the Afghanimals. There was like a little race between the 2 of them. Like, was Nicole and Victor going to get there first, or was the Afghanimals going to get there first? Mm-hmm. Who's going to make it to the U-turn first? Well, turns out it was the Afghanimals, and of course, they U-turn Nicole and Victor as planned. And I love when Nicole went, "Gosh darn it, I just hate those Afghanimals."
And then, who was it? Jamal says, "Happy birthday, Nicole." The next shot.
Yeah. And Nicole wanted to be like, "Gosh darn, I hate those people of color." Like, I was like, it's a little racist, Nicole. So that's what she meant.
She did not say
This is why I live in a town with only white people. No, I'm totally kidding. Of all the reasons we cannot like Nicole, that is not
people
one
say
of
the things
them.
they do about you.
That is not one of them. She did not say that. I just thought it was funny. When I heard it, because when I heard her say it, I literally thought at first she went, "Gosh darn, I hate Afghans." And I was like, what? And then
Why am I laughing? It's awful.
Awful humans. But, well, don't worry, because they decide we got to U-turn Team Fun. We're going to now kill Fun.
Yeah.
Let's kill Fun is
fun.
what they decided.
Fun killer.
Fun
killer. Hashtag fun killer on your birthday. Hashtag birthday.
Yeah. Fun killer on the birthday. Denise says she's engaged to a person of color. It was a joke. Comedic recaps. Still what we do. So now the teams are off.
Tough to tell through those rose-colored glasses.
The teams are off to now their roadblock, which this looks like the most difficult thing I've ever seen on The Amazing Race, almost ever. Only because I grew up on a series of canals. There have been many times in my life where we would have like a nor'easter or a storm, and the water would overflow and we would lose our streets, and then you actually had to go through streets on boats. I mean, if you had money, I just had to walk through them with like water up to my waist, but whatever.
I thought you were living in Italy.
Yeah. No, not Italy. Just, sinking island. Just a sinking island. But I was like, this is going to be really difficult to have to try and find these canoe boats, tie them together. Everybody's going in one direction. This doesn't seem fun to me at all. This is like being stuck in traffic.
This is traffic. This is like the 405 if you're on the West Coast. It looked awful. I was stressing out, but man, can we talk about some of the boats we saw with some of the people and the animals? And
is
everybody
beautiful.
was singing. At one point, those group of old ladies were just singing and having a wonderful time.
It looks like a good majority of Hollanders are very happy, easygoing, go-lucky people. The other half of people are like, what are you, morons? What are you, some kind of idiots? You queers? Are you that
queer idiot? What are you doing?
You that gay Tyler Oakley? You big gay? Get gay in a
But
boat?
I loved how Tyler handled it. I loved how he handled it. We're so sorry. You queer idiots. What are you? You're going the wrong way. That's not right. And you're not right.
I've been like, sorry. Sorry about it. You gonna come and help me, or are we gonna hold this line up more?
Well, what did he say? Finally, someone was actually nice. He goes, finally, somebody was nice.
Yeah. It was. Yeah. It was absolutely ridiculous watching them try and like make it through like these canals. We find out that Leo and Jamal missed their second boat. So like basically Colin and Christy, Leo and Jamal, they both get their first boats. They're both going on. Leo and Jamal pass where the second boat is. Colin and Christy see it.
It's like we all have that one freeway that if we miss the on-ramp, off-ramp, we have to go all the way, whether it's a bridge or a map to get off, to turn around. We saw this with the Afghanimals. I felt so bad for them. And then even once they were on the broader water, I guess, I don't know, a lake, I don't know.
Yeah.
To have to figure out how to get back in was also a struggle.
I like when they started going back in backwards. Then the people were like, you can't go this way. No, it's one way. And you know those people were just annoying.
Can't do that. You idiots.
I just want to be like, hi, Hollanders. Did you not get the memo that this is the tourism part of your country? That this is literally a giant ad to bring money into your country and all you miserable people on your damn boats. Although, I don't know that I could blame them. Imagine if you lived there, because it was beautiful. It looked like it was out of a movie. Your house, it's on the water. Gorgeous. Then imagine you just need to run out for a minute. Well, hold on, we gotta wait for the American racing crew to come through with their 15 tied together boats.
Well, too, the thing, I mean, it looked beautiful. It was a postcard. But man, when you throw a little needle in a haystack in there, boy, it could really get disruptive quickly. We saw with the Hollanders. They don't like it. They like smooth sailing. They like all their goats to be okay on the boats, their old women on the boats, their children on the sides watching and high-fiving. I mean, but don't go the wrong way. Don't try to turn around a little bit. Don't make a mistake, because they'll get you.
Once again, everyone is okay with socialism all of a sudden. Just in one little boat canal walk.
I would move there in a second.
So would I. Okay, Chad is yelling at me and telling me that they're Dutch. They're not called Hollanders. Right.
What are they called?
My own word. Dutch people.
What are they?
Dutch.
Oh, the Dutch people.
Like chocolate?
Oh, I love it. Like Dutch chocolate. Like the hot cocoa.
100%. Now, what was the deal with Leo, or was it Jamal, being so mesmerized by the fact that there was a cat on a boat? He acted like it was a damn fucking unicorn. He was like, was that a cat? A cat on a boat? Did you see the cat on the boat?
Well, listen, I'm telling you, this one never leaves.
Okay, why?
And they don't like water. And if you knew cats, you would know. This one doesn't even like a hug. You would know.
Super friendly.
It's insane to see a cat on a boat.
Oh, is this the part where
do you want to go on a boat? No.
So cute the way he claws at your face like that. Adorable.
Isn't it sweet?
It's adorable.
Just wipe away the blood.
Yeah,
We just wipe away the blood.
Yeah, no, I don't know. It made no sense to me. I was like literally waiting for it to be like, this is a magic cat or cat sponsoring. I don't get it.
Was shocked that she was sitting in like a lawn chair with a cat in her lap, and the cat was calm going down the river. It was shocking. If you're a cat person, you know.
Michelle M in the chat goes, Eric, the cat did not claw John's face. Once again, God, if I was not editing a million things right now, I would have had like cat hissing noises. I would have had like fake blood coming down your face. I would have had like a permanent bandage that moved with you as you moved your face for the rest of the show.
When you have some time, you can make up a blooper reel or use a blooper reel.
Oh God, I would love a blooper reel. Maybe it means bad luck in their culture, says SoCal Mari. Maybe that's what it is. Cat hater. I do. I don't like cats, and I'm sorry. I'm not going to apologize for it. I'm not gonna. So Leo and Jamal completely lost. Colin and Christy find that second boat. It definitely puts them into the lead. Meanwhile, back on the other side of the detour, Nicole and Victor are like, oh, we can't find the farm. Oh, where's the farm? Now we need the farm for the cow.
I love it when they like pass something or whatever, and how Amazing Race puts that little spotlight on it. I love it. Oh, I can't believe we passed it on my birthday. Oh,
why didn't that farm have balloons out for me? Didn't they know it was my birthday? Oh, Victor, why didn't you call ahead and tell them it was my birthday?
Don't they know my brand? I'm global. It's my birthday.
I'm global. Oh my God, Victor, where's my cake? Oh, this is horrible, Victor. I have no cake.
Just snorted.
And then you like.
Oh my gosh, make me a terrible person.
Whatever.
Let's continue. Let's continue.
Just gonna promote their podcast. I changed my mind. Team Fun actually passes them on, like is able to get ahead of them because they're lost. But then Team Fun, because now they're doing the second half of their challenge, which is the opposite of what Nicole and Victor are doing. So now they're doing the eggs and the cheese. Yes. They get to the market to give the guy the cheese and the eggs, and they find out one of the eggs is cracked.
Now listen, okay, so let's back it up just a little bit. So, we see Becca, like I said earlier, had no problem catapulting over that little creek or that little river or whatever stream of water that was, the little delta. But then she jumped back with the eggs, because remember, Nicole couldn't carry anything. But we see Becca carrying the eggs like a pro. When she jumped and I saw the way the bag hit, I knew one of those did not survive. And she just got up and went, come on, let's go. And I'm like, oh no, there's a cracked egg. I was screaming at the TV. No. Stop.
Really? So you noticed that right away? I did not even notice it.
I noticed the way the bag hit the ground because she kind of stumbled when she got over. Because, she's technically only kind of using like 1.5 hands, right? When you're trying to hold something.
Yeah. BB Boston says, yeah, you noticed it like a teammate would. Annie says, I noticed it too. So apparently other people noticed it. I just like when she said to that guy, he was like, sorry, the egg is broken. And then she's like, okay, so take it. And he's
She
like,
reminded me of you at that point.
yeah. And he was like, no, I can't take it. And she's like, I will fucking punch you in your
No,
face.
she wanted to throw
Throw it
the
in
egg in
his
his face.
face. She's like, I'll punch the egg in your face. Whatever she said, she's like, I will murder you in your sleep if you don't take this egg.
Yeah.
And he's like, nope. Sorry, can't do the egg. And I don't know why Floyd at that moment, there's a ton of eggs around. There is a ton of eggs all around you. Floyd could have just like palmed one of those eggs so easily and been like, oh, here's the 12th egg. So easily.
Look, you dropped one.
Yeah. Come on, Floyd.
In my pants. You dropped it in my pants.
Come on, Floyd. That was so easy. Just palm an egg. I don't know. I felt bad for her. I thought of like Sparkly Eye in our chat, who I think I said something about Tyler and Angela or some people returning to Big Brother, and every time I would say it, she'd go, I'll cut your fucking tongue out. Screw you, say it again, I'll cut your fucking tongue out. That's what I thought of, like her just like, punch in your face. It's like, Jesus. She's like very aggressive, that one is. But then they're off. They are now back off. What can they do? They're running back. All right, we gotta go get more of the eggs. Meanwhile, Tyler and Corey.
Yeah, and the good thing is about that is now they're not going to get lost, right? They know exactly where to go. They know what to do, and they know how to get back to the market to turn their cheese and eggs in.
Sure, we barely even saw any of them having to redo it. We basically just saw like them jump over a thing, get some of the eggs, and then magically arrive back at the market. Although what I did notice the second time they arrived back at the market, or what I thought that they did was genius, they took a bunch of grass from the ground and put it in the bag with the eggs as like a cushion, which I thought was very smart. And then it seemed like they also made a cushion in the basket as well to protect the eggs. So they were making sure their eggs were super well protected that second go round.
Absolutely.
Meanwhile, and then spoiler alert, they brought it back and everything was fine. Meanwhile, it is now time for Nicole and Victor to do their pull the cow thing up in the air. And there's Victor jumping up, pulling down, jumping up, pulling down. And here's Nicole, not touching the rope. Oh, Victor, you gotta go a little faster. You gotta go a little faster. She's not even fucking doing the thing. Then she lays, if you watch it back, I'm not even fucking kidding you. She lays on the ground, and as Victor is like trying his hardest to pull things of rope down, she's just like this on the ground.
Like one of those little bugs that can't get back up.
If I was Victor, I would have waited until the cow was at the top. I would have taken the length of rope that I had in my hand. I would have tied it around Nicole's foot. I would have let go of the rope. I would have let the cow come crashing down and catapult Nicole the fuck out my life. But I don't want the $1 million anymore. I don't even want the $1 million anymore. Just go. He's like, I'm dying. I cannot move my body.
I agree.
I'm dry heaving. Help, Nicole. What?
I couldn't understand why she wouldn't help. I mean, everybody is working together. I don't understand why she was barely like touching the rope, like with her fingers. Oh, this is heavy. Oh, and it's like, why aren't you helping? And to see how exhausted he was from having to ride the tandem bike by himself. Yeah, he said he would do it by himself, but she can still help on her birthday, and then have to do this by himself. The only couple that didn't make it the first time on this challenge, and then to see him so exhausted and frustrated, and they're going, "Oh, we got a second attempt. We gotta do it again," and he's just like, "Give me a minute. Like, I just need a minute." I felt so frustrated and bad for him. It was awful. It was
And then
awful. And I was just
it was ridiculous. And then I like the one time she actually does like jump up to like pull it down. She does it one time and then goes, "Oh, I hurt my elbow."
yes. Oh, no, she didn't say elbow. She said arm bone.
Oh yeah, arm bone.
I hurt my arm bone.
Thank you. What a great point, nurse waitress.
Arm bone.
Do they teach you that in medical school? It's your arm bone. Arm bone's connected to your
Maybe that's
hip bone.
I think somebody used Cliff Notes on the test.
This is why when people are dying in real life at a race around her,
Nursing.
or vomiting in the Big Brother house, no Nicole to
I think
help.
someone got nursing for dummies on their Kindle.
Maximus
Oh, my arm bone! My arm bone! I hurt my whole arm bone.
Maximus' mom says it's the Oobly Medical School. Is that what the name of her town is? Like Oobly or I forget how they say the name of her town. Yeah. Oh my god. Don't worry about it. Oh, maybe your arm bone will feel better, Victor. No, fine, whatever. Apparently the second pull, she decided to help. She's like, I'm using all my body weight. What she should have done, let's just say that she really couldn't move that cow. Let's just say she was really doing nothing to help Victor. Fine. She should have like started wrapping the rope around her body and like twirling. Well, at least he's pulling to get that rope out of the way. Like if she's really not able to help him at all, then I'm sure she is in the way.
Right.
So do something to help.
Do something. Gather the rope, put it around yourself, and like start walking the other way, right? Just to help him, so there's no slack, right? Something.
Then let Mother Nature do the Lord's work and remove you from this race. Like, you would just hear, oh.
Well, it's my birthday. It's my birthday.
I face planted in chocolate. Oh, best birthday ever. Shut up. Why are you still in this race? Whatever.
Oh
they did it. They did it with 1 second.
But they are the only team that's never done this before that are still there. So we have to give them some kudos, right? Or
I gave them kudos the first half of the season. I'm over giving them kudos. I would have, and I just want to make one very clear point. I was giving them praise. Sure. I was on board with Nicole and Victor. I praised Nicole the first half of the season by saying, this is a great thing for you. It does seem like you broke out of your shell. You are not being anything like you were like in Big Brother and the reason that people, didn't like you. And if I am saying that, that's amazing. Then the Rachel thing happened and you fell right back into your old ways and you proved that you're doing stuff the same exact way. So here we are again. Don't blame me.
Well, I mean, but then on the other hand, boy, I really like Victor a lot better. My gosh, what a great guy. Yeah, he got frustrated this episode with her, but still, I mean, gosh, sometimes I have more of a fight just over dinner with my spouse. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I love Victor.
Victor just seems like yes, I do too.
I've always loved Victor. I think Victor is a great person, and clearly he is continuing to do charity work 24/7. So they're off. They are now off to go do the boats. We now basically just have all these teams racing in these canals. Where's the first boat? Where's the second boat? Where's the third boat? Everybody try and find the boats. Let's go. Back in. Leo and Jamal are off. We're showing like maps of where everyone is in these canals. It all doesn't matter. Colin and Christy ended up beating out Leo and Jamal when they got lost for first, which also allowed Tyler and Corey to catch up and claim second place.
Now, Phil's comment when they got to the mats was so funny with Tyler and Corey.
Yeah.
Because they said, oh my gosh, we're just so glad to be here. How do you think he did? What place do you think you're in? Third, maybe second, third,
That's
and then and Phil. Yeah, I thought you were gonna be Phil. And then Phil says, "Yeah, you're being too generous." That was mean. That was mean.
that was
That's
very
something you would
mean
do.
of Phil. And then he's like, "Come on, play with me."
I
Phil's
know.
bored.
It was so weird. Wasn't it a weird moment? It was weird, funny, weird.
It was a little weird. It was definitely a little bit
It was.
weird on
It
his
was.
part. But Leo and Jamal come in third, and then once again, we're not even trying to make it seem like it's going to be a close finish between Nicole and Victor or Team Fun. Nicole and Victor are able to pull ahead. They get fourth place. We see for 1 second the people tell Team Fun, "Oh, there's a shortcut right over there." The same Holland people calling everyone stupid idiots. You know that shortcut was like some waterfall. Like it was like,
Oh yeah, I was like, it was like a canal and under it through a cave. Like, what?
yeah, it is absolutely insane. Becca says cutting his hair was an error in judgment. Well, she said something else, but I'm not going to say that part about Nicole and Victor.
You mean Victor cutting his hair or Floyd?
Victor cutting his hair. So
like
we find out Team Fun is out, and I also here again felt bad for poor little Becca because Phil is just like, "I'm sorry to tell you that you're the last team to arrive," and she's like, "But it's a non-elimination leg." No.
Listen, every time you've said this whole season that we've been doing these shows, the way he says it, we know it's not an elimination. Now he didn't say it the way you said it, so I thought there kind of maybe could be a chance, even though he's always said the whole thing. There's no more non-eliminations.
Yeah, it was
but
very
I thought
clear.
maybe because he changed his little speech,
Sure,
that this could be one. But he was messing with everybody.
he was. Phil was a big dick this episode.
He was a gigantic penis. This on this leg of the race.
And then Colin and Christy win $15,000 for coming in first place. Meanwhile, every time Tyler and Corey come in first place, it's like, you won a trip to Mexico. You know how much it costs to go to Mexico? Like $600. Meanwhile, Colin and Christy are like, you get $15,000. Chicago, Tyler, and Corey.
No.
Seriously? Look, all I know...
It should have been in 15,000 pesos.
Should have been something. All I know is that next week is finally the season finale. I kind of have a feeling. I mean, I want to ask everybody in chat, who do you guys think is going to win? John, who do you think is going to win the whole thing? And of course, comment below if you're watching this back on YouTube or on our website and let us know, who do you all think is going to win this season of The Amazing Race?
Honestly, I really think it's between Colin and Christy and Tyler and Corey. I really do.
I think it is between Tyler and Corey and Colin and Christy as well. The thing that frightens me, and I see a lot of the chat is going back and forth as well between Colin and Christy and Tyler and Corey. I think only one or two, Rosie P is saying Nicole and Victor. However, we saw that clip of Christy like crying in the helicopter, like Colin is comforting her, like when they're showing you the preview of the finale, and she's just like hysterical crying. Makes me feel like that's either to trick us and make us think, oh, there's no way, they're totally out, or they won. And I mean, granted, there's only 4 people left, so I'm sure we could say that about anyone. You either won or you lost, obviously. But to specifically show that for them to... I kind of feel like it's a trick and they won or they lost. And I mean, look, I always hate to say this when it gets to these points of the show. I always want the people to win that need the money the most. And I do kind of feel like Tyler and Corey don't need the money. Tyler makes like millions of dollars a year from his YouTube videos. He does not need the money. Nicole and Victor, you guys just won. And Nicole, you just won $500,000. Leo and Jamal or Colin and Christy are who I would want to win it if I could pick.
Well, I think, Leo and Jamal, that we learned early on in the season, have just started families. So they've got young babies. I think they've got pregnant wives. So they're just starting out, and that can be expensive. So my vote would be, if it's which team could use the money the most, it would be the Afghanimals. Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, we
Colin
will
and Christy
see.
are fine.
We will see. We will see. Now, I guess I should say, as far as things go for John and I, obviously, next week we have the 2-night premiere of Big Brother on Wednesday night and on Thursday night. So I am thinking our final Amazing Race recap show, I feel like it kind of has to be, does Monday work for you, John? Like, can you do the weekend? Like, when will be good for you? Because we can't do it Thursday. Oh, I mean, wait. Why couldn't we do it Thursday? We do it the hour before Big Brother. Is Thursday still good for you?
Thursday, yeah, it's marked on my calendar. But aren't you going to be at the party then?
Wednesday is the day I'm at the party, at the premiere part, because it's a 2-part premiere, Wednesday and Thursday. So I'll be in the city on Wednesday. Okay, so then we will keep it on Thursday for next week. That's perfect. That's fine. In the meantime, John, where can everybody follow you on social media?
Follow me everywhere at Comedy Jonah.
All right, John, I will see you later. You have a wonderful night. Bye.
Everybody.
Bye. And now, just let me wrap it up for the people watching this back, and then I'll talk to you guys for a few minutes on You Now. We'll make this be we'll have a little You Now after show, but let me let everybody know you should be a fan over on You Now so that you're alerted every single time that we go live, hang out in the chat room. Of course, if you miss any of these shows, you can check them out at yourrealityrecaps.com, or if you want to help support our shows, become a patron over at yourrealityrecaps.com/patron for access to the patron-only Facebook group, weekly shows, after shows with the Big Brother house guests at the end of Big Brother 21, prize giveaways, so much more. Or you could do a one-time donation at yourrealityrecaps.com/PayPal. Of course, free ways to help support our shows: thumbs up and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, hit the bell, comment below, 5-star rating and a nice review in iTunes, or if you have any Amazon shopping to do, use our link, yourrealityrecaps.com/Amazon. And lastly, yes, Big Brother is starting next week. If you don't have the live feeds yet, get them from us, yourrealityrecaps.com/feeds. If you'd like to watch the feeds for free and help support us, become an updater at yourrealityrecaps.com/updaters. The trash draft will be opening this weekend, so we are very excited about that. And of course, our Big Brother shows will be over on the TV Co-app and website this season when they are live. They will be on our website and iTunes after. We will still be live every single night on You Now. Yes, we will be talking about Big Brother on You Now as well, but the official shows, when they are live the first time, will be on the TV Co-app, so make sure you guys check that out. And John and I will see you back here next week. Bye for now, everybody! Bye!